Good evening, this is Marcus Melnick with FirearmMentor.com. This evening I will be showing you how to properly disassemble a Glock pistol for maintenance. I did this before I started the video. I checked to make sure it wasn't loaded, but anytime that you deal with a firearm, you need to treat it as if it is loaded. That is the first rule of firearm safety. So we have a Glock 19X. To check to make sure it is not loaded, we actually will, no one is filming me, so when I point it this way, I'm pointing it at my phone, not a person. So what you're gonna do first is you are going to use the button. If you are right-handed, your thumb should reach it. Press that button on the side to release the magazine. You can see that there is nothing in the magazine. Next, you're going to want to pull the slide back and look inside. You can see that there's no ammunition inside. So this is completely unloaded, completely safe. One of the design flaws of a Glock is you actually have to squeeze the trigger to disassemble it. So you want to make sure it is pointed in a safe direction. Remember, there are only 3 safe directions: down, downrange, and at the dirtbag who's attacking you. So we do have to depress the trigger. This is now completely ready to be disassembled. And what we're gonna do is, when you were a kid, you learned how to say, okay. You're gonna make that okay symbol, and you're gonna stick the rear of the gun there so that your 4 fingers are across the top and your thumb is where the back strap is. And you are going to pull this back 1/8 of an inch. I wanna put this closer to the camera so you guys can see it. You pull this back 1/8 of an inch. If you pull it back too far and let it go, the trigger actually resets. So if your trigger resets or you hear a click, you gotta start over again, squeeze that trigger, make the okay sign, and pull this back 1/8 of an inch. While this is pulled back, and you wanna watch yourself here at the ejection port, because if you do this and your fingers are covering it, and you let go, your skin is going to get caught in there. I speak from experience. It's not pleasant. It hurts. It's like a pinch, bloody, blistery. You don't want to do that. But what you want to do is you want to pull this back 1/8 of an inch. There is a little switch here and a little switch here. And both of these switches have to be pulled down simultaneously. So what you're going to do is you are going to pull this back 1/8 of an inch. You're going to take your thumb and your index finger and you're going to feel and find this lever on either side, and you're going to pull them down. Some people use their nails, fingernails. Sometimes I have to do that, and it's hard to see in the video, but you're going to pull it down, release the slide gently. The slide will then come off the firearm. You can see that is the lower, this is the slide or the upper. Once disassembled, you would put it down on the table like this, but I'm going to show you like this. You are gently pull up on the spring. It will come right out, and then you are going to finagle the barrel out. So the steps we have are to pull back the slide 1/8 of an inch, drop those levers, pull the slide forward, and then you can disassemble. So you can see, once disassembled, you should have a barrel, a slide, a spring, the lower, and your magazine that you removed at the beginning. That is how you disassemble a Glock. Some people have a little bit of trouble with it. It takes a little bit of getting used to if you've never owned a firearm that disassembles like this. I learned how to do this about 20 years ago with a Glock when I was with a police department that exclusively carried Glocks. So after you clean the gun, and cleaning is it's a different topic for a different day, you are going to reassemble the firearm. So you're going to start with your slide. You are going to put the barrel in exactly the way it came out. Now you can see right here, these little lugs, they have to be with the slide upside down, they have to be sticking up. This is how you properly assemble it. You'll pull it in through the hole in the slide right there, the bigger hole. And now it's in, and you're gonna push it back and it'll click in place just like it did. I will show you again. I'm gonna push this back and click. Next, you are going to take your spring. you're gonna have to put it in exactly the way that it came out. Glock has what I will call a little nipple on the end. What you're gonna wanna do, is there's that other hole here, you're gonna wanna put that nipple in the hole, make sure it's seated properly, and this is not all together because you actually have to depress the spring, like so, and push down. So you're gonna depress the spring and push down. There is a little circular area in the barrel, I don't know if you can see it on the video, that this little piece sits in. So you're going to put it in nipple first, in that hole, depress, and push down. Okay, slide is reassembled, it's ready to go back on the firearm. So a lot of times people will try to start to thread the firearm here. There's nothing along the frame right here to hold the slide. Your slide points that you're going to be holding it are going to be here, 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 and there. So you really only need to put the slide on starting at the front rails. So you're going to insert this slowly. Want to make sure both rails are engaged, because if you only do one, it's not going to go together. So you're going to want to make sure that you can see the spring is disappearing into the gun. Is this reassembled? No, it's not reassembled. How do I know? The trigger right here where my thumb is not reset. Once you put the slide back on, you actually have to pull it back all the way, let it go. Now, we know we're not working with a loaded firearm. However, you want to always check, double check, triple check. So I'm going to open the top. We're going to look in together. There's nothing there. This is now reassembled. If you just slide the slide on, it's not going to work. You actually have to pull it back all the way. Notice I did not put my fingers in front of the muzzle. If you like this video, please share, subscribe, go to my website, firearmmentor.com. Send me an email, ask me anything you'd like about firearms, self-defense. My email address is tacticaldaddy@gmail.com. That's tacticaldaddy@gmail.com. I look forward to hearing your comments and questions. Thank you once again. My name is Marcus Melnick from firearmmentor.com. Good night.